crews are searching the Kentucky River for evidence in a murder investigation.
And we are headed into Memorial Day weekend, and it looks like it's going to be nice for the most part. We will track some changes, though. I'll have the latest for you.
A state lawmaker accused of driving under the influence goes on trial in Frankfort. We'll have the verdict for Senator Brandon Smith.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. The holiday weekend is off to a beautiful start. After highs in the 50s yesterday, Lexington has hit 70 degrees this afternoon. This is a live look at our sky cam overlooking Center Point in downtown. So how long will the nice weather stick around? Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is in the First Alert Weather Center with the answer. Jim, it's a fabulous Friday.
Oh, it's a great Friday, especially for those folks that are getting maybe a head start on their Memorial Day weekend plans. It's going to be a great drive anywhere you travel out there across Kentucky. We'll look outside with our sky cam. We're looking back toward the Hamburg area, and you will find just a few high, thin clouds, and that's generally about it. So very pleasant evening ahead. We're at 71 degrees right now. Tomorrow, we're likely in the low 80s in many locations, and it gets even warmer as we progress deeper into the holiday weekend. You go into Sunday, Monday, that's when we could see more of the mid-80s. But we could also start tracking a few showers and storms around that time period. There's a front in position just to our north, and it's going to continue to dip down. Could it spark a shower or two, especially out to our east? Maybe. And I'm talking a very brief little area of precipitation. Air is very dry around here, so it's going to be hard to get anything really going. So as we look through our evening forecast, I think we're generally around 69 degrees at 7 o'clock, sunny skies. We go through the rest of the evening, you're at 9, 66, generally clear out there, and by 11 o'clock, just calm all the way around. But we will track changes, showers and storms on Monday. I'll have a closer look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
Kentucky State Police are on the Kentucky River right now searching for evidence in a murder case. Officer Dawn flew over the scene at the US 25 bridge at the Fayette-Madison County line. Investigators say they believe someone hid evidence from the killing of Roy Combs earlier this month in Clark County. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is near the scene with the latest in our top story at 4.
All crews out on the Kentucky River searching a very specific spot for evidence in a death investigation. That spot is about 50 feet from the center column of the bridge that crosses the Kentucky River, where Fayette County and Madison County meet. State police say a tip led them to the area. They're now looking for evidence in the death of Roy Combs. Combs was a 25-year-old from Richmond killed earlier this month in Clark County. Police have already arrested 4 people in connection with his death. Christy Mattingly, Kirk Garrett, Christopher Coleman, and Don Attaway. The Lexington Fire Department's dive team is assisting state police in their search for evidence.
We don't know if the information we receive is accurate. We don't know if it's correct, but we're hopeful it is because it will obviously provide great value to the investigation, as any piece of evidence does.
Fire crews told us as soon as they found any sort of evidence, they would give it directly to state police as soon as they were able to bring it out of the water. In Fayette County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Crews say they plan to stay out on the Kentucky River until they recover the evidence. 5 people arrested in the bourbon theft ring in Franklin County went before a judge this morning. Gilbert and Julie Kurtzinger, Joshua and Christopher Preston, along with Robert McKinney, were all arraigned in circuit court on a charge of engaging in organized crime. Investigators say they took more than $100,000 worth of bourbon stolen from Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey distilleries. We'll take you to the courtroom coming up on WKYT News at 5. It looks like Jeff Ruby will open a steakhouse in Lexington, even if it's not at Center Point. Ruby tells WKYT he hopes to open a restaurant at Center Point in downtown, but if that doesn't happen, he has found a backup location in Lexington. He's not yet saying where it is. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT News starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. A Lincoln County woman convicted of murdering her grandparents apologized this morning during her sentencing. 18-year-old Allison Wilson apologized to her family through tears right before she learned she would serve 2 concurrent 25-year sentences. Wilson was 16 when she set her grandparents' home on fire back in 2013. Investigators say Everett and Linda Garland were asleep when Wilson started the fire and were not able to escape. You will hear from Wilson coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. A jury in Frankfort has a verdict in the trial of a state senator accused of DUI. They found Brandon Smith not guilty of driving under the influence, but they convicted him of speeding. Police arrested Smith in January on the opening day of the 2015 legislative session. They said he was speeding and smelled of alcohol. The Republican from Hazard has to pay $40 plus court costs. We'll have reaction to the verdict coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. And the investigation is just beginning into a deadly plane crash in Perry County. That plane went down last night near the Wendell Ford Airport. The coroner says at least one person was killed, but that person has not been identified. Witnesses said that pieces of the plane could be seen in trees and on the ground.
It was a white plane with a black stripe down it. And I was just down there shooting ball, and Ace was shooting ball too. And it came through there and zigzagged, and it spun in circles and hit that bank.
Yes, I mean, it's spread out over probably 30 yards, just seats and metal.
State police secured that scene for the FAA and the NTSB to start investigating. We'll have an update from Perry County coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. And that's a look at some of the news in progress on this Friday. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to a story making headlines around the world at 4. A bomb from World War II is causing a lot of concern in the British capital. Police have blocked off roads and evacuated hundreds of people from their homes in London as the army tries to defuse the device. Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest.
Police in London kept people back
They're just removing it at the moment.
as army trucks moved in to defuse a bomb from World War II.
I'm shocked actually. How can the bomb from World War II is still here?
Builders near London's famous Wembley Stadium dug up the explosive. The 110-pound bomb was still intact after all these years underground, and bomb experts said it could still possibly blow up. The bomb is thought to have been dropped on London during Nazi air raids in the early 1940s. It's the second World War II bomb found in London this year. In March, the Army destroyed a 500-pound bomb found in another neighborhood.
And lots of our construction companies are used to working in the center of town, where lots of bombs fell during the Blitz.
Friday, crews built a blast wall around the bomb found near Wembley Stadium so experts could safely remove the device and take it to a secure location to be destroyed. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, London.
The British Army says their bomb disposal experts are the same crews who defused devices in Iraq and Afghanistan, which are much more complex than explosives from World War II. Worries about interest rate hikes dragged down stocks heading into the holiday weekend. The Dow dropped 54 points to end the week at 18,232. The Nasdaq lost 1 and the S&P fell 5. There's talk of building a new shopping center in Lexington. It would be built on Leestown Road near Masterson Station Park. New plans for the Citation Village Shopping Center show a gas station, bank, restaurant, and shops, including a large grocery store. Right now, developers are talking to retailers to decide which large anchor store would be in the center, but they say it's too early to name any stores. AAA predicts about 33 million Americans will drive more than 50 miles during this Memorial Day weekend. That's the most in 10 years. But there's good and bad news about gas prices. Chris Martinez explains.
Chris Costenbader and his wife are on the road this holiday weekend.
This is great weather.
And they have already seen a lot of ups and downs at the gas pump.
We've driven by the stations in Arizona in the morning and we see one price. We go back 3 hours later, we see another price.
Gas prices are up about 70 cents from the lows in January. The national average is now $2.73 a gallon, but that's still well below last year when prices hit $3.69. In fact, Michael Green from AAA says drivers are enjoying some of the lowest summer prices in 5 years.
Gas prices are much cheaper than in recent years just because the cost of crude oil is so much lower. Crude oil prices are about $50 a barrel less than last summer.
With prices lower than last year, it's estimated Americans will save about $80 billion on gas by the end of the summer. That's about $400 per household. The one major exception, Southern California, where refinery issues have kept prices high, around $4 a gallon. That puts a cap on how far some Californians like Joey Rodriguez are traveling.
Pulling this big old trailer, I get about 8 miles per gallon.
His holiday getaway this year limited to just one tank. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It's time for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A new study shows an eastern Kentucky county has the highest rate of vision loss in the country. The CDC report shows that Owsley County has a rate of vision loss over 18%. The report found the South was home to 3/4 of the counties with the most vision loss. Health experts believe higher rates of poverty and chronic disease in the region are to blame. A new government report finds more than 4 million working Americans had an anxiety disorder in the past year. The number is even higher for unemployed adults. People with anxiety disorders battle overwhelming worry and fear, but many of those conditions can be managed through counseling and/or medication. Cold weather kills more people than heat. That's according to researchers in England who analyzed more than 74 million deaths in 13 countries. They determined cold weather kills 20 times more people than hot weather. Some food for thought. Literally, using brain scans, psychologists in Switzerland found that memory influences our food choices. They say the stronger a person's memory is for a certain food, the more likely they are to choose it, even if it's a food they don't like. Amazon's Prime Now service is expanding into the food delivery business in New York City. Customers can order groceries, prepared meals, and baked goods from several Manhattan stores. 2-hour delivery is free for Prime members, while 1-hour delivery in select zip codes costs $7.99. Amazon's Prime Now is a $99 a year membership program for that, and that includes free 2-day shipping. The Scrabble-approved dictionary is getting with the times. The popular board game is adding 6,500 new words to its acceptable list. The change aims to attract a younger generation of players. Some of the new words include twerking, emoji, and FaceTime. The new additions to the Collins Scrabble word list were influenced by all parts of life, including social media.